Hello, everybody. I am really excited to be here. This is our beautiful November. Oh, I got this link on here. That's interesting. This link is popping up everywhere. I don't know how to stop it. Oh well. So there's a link there, a link there that says "What the heck," and in essence, what it's about is the soul readings that I have on for December's sale. Anyway, the what did I want to say? Take a breath. Let's begin this Q&A with a grounding. So I'm asking you to take a nice, beautiful breath, whatever that looks like, whatever that feels like. The inhale, the exhale. Feeling the connection of your feet on the ground. Feeling Mother Earth tending to your roots, tending to your connection. And she's enveloping you. I'm not sure how the word is, but she's just wrapping you in this beautiful, loving energy of Mother Nature, all this beautiful nature all around you, just feeling into the energy of that. And I'm wondering why I'm having difficulty with words today, so I'm just going to be clearing all of our energy for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, and the greatest good of all, asking for clarity to come in. Being open with no expectations, no limitations, being okay with the outcome. Asking the mind, body, and soul to do whatever it needs to do to heal in this space. Stepping into being connected, aware, and entertaining the idea of being all-knowing. Again, for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, and the greatest good of all. Knowing that whatever questions come up, whatever answers come up, that there is something for you in this call here today. And maybe take notes. Maybe take notes from what I'm saying as I'm saying it, whatever's being channeled through myself, whatever guidance is coming through as I answer the questions, as I'm guided to answer the questions. That you take notes of the sentences that really resonate with you. Because there's a deeper message there for all of us. I'm stepping very willingly into the energy of, I want to say, moving past the human concept of awareness, just really stepping into the energy of being even a stronger conduit to the information that wants to come through. I invite you to be in a receptive mode, to feel the antennae that is yourself, the light energy within yourself, your soul energy, as it answers that call to hear. And it brings your physical body online with that, so that you are more prepared and more willing to hear the answers today in this space. And so it is. Beautiful. So give me just a moment. I'm going to go over and find the feed in Soulful Empowerment, so that I got, instead of seeing Facebook user, I will actually maybe see the who's responding on here. Hi, Sue. And that is what I mean. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Bear with me here just a second. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the email question first. So again, I just really want to give a shout out, a kudos I now have more people starting to use the monthly Q&A newsletter. So in the newsletter, every month I send out a newsletter that covers the entire month. In there, there's actually a piece that shows 4 pictures. Of those 4 pictures, one of them is the monthly Q&A. And people are actually clicking on that and asking a question that way. And I want to just say thank you so much for doing that. Is this how does this want to come through? Am I putting down or insulting anybody who is not using that? No, I'm not, because there are definitely many means to get in touch with me to ask questions. But I just love seeing people are actually reading my newsletters. So I'm just giving a shout out. Thank you. So for Colleen, she would like to ask, I may be a guest speaker on a podcast. Will this lead to new opportunity to work with new people or opportunities? That's a very powerful question. And it's so interesting because the information that came through as I read it, just as I was bringing up all the information, the question posts to do the Q&A, the first thing I heard was you'll get out of it what you put into it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that what you put into that podcast is what you're going to get out of it. I have been, how do you want to say it? How does this want to come through? I have been very active on my business page. I've been active in my Instagram reel. I have been active with creating my program, working with my people, et cetera, et cetera. I have been actively following other people and doing stuff in their areas. And so when I had the opportunity to, first of all, ask, say, Benjamin Bernstein, the astral shaman, to be a guest speaker on my podcast, he immediately went, oh, I'd love to have you on my podcast first. So I got put onto his podcast. And I have been on his show. I was there a year ago. I did one of his calls. I did the guided meditation on his call, and then proceeded to have him on, promote him through whatever means. By being on his podcast and then him being on my podcast, I've actually had 2 or 3 people join Soulful Empowerment, or 2 or 3 people go and look at things in other areas, check me out, etc. And it's the visibility that's happening. If this is going to be your very first podcast, and thank you so much. If this is going to be your very first podcast, then the likelihood of it being everything that you ever dreamed it would be is probably a little bit slimmer. However, you need to start somewhere. It starts with those tiny steps, right? It starts with, that wasn't my very first podcast. If you go look at sandrapelli.com and then you click on the word podcasts, you will actually see the podcasts that I've been on. And Benjamin Bernstein's is the very first one that I've ever actually had people come and join my stuff from. And I was on, I believe, 7 or 8 other podcasts before that. And I guess you could say maybe he wasn't the first one. I think when I was on 2 others, but they're big names. I was on Marilyn Aloria's podcast. Who Can It Be Now? I was on Lisa Peterson's podcast. I'm not sure if that's a Wealth Clinic or if it's a different name. I can't remember offhand, and my apologies for that. But I had people join up and start to follow me from their podcast as well. But these are really big names. These are people who have, maybe 10,000 people on their email lists, right? So there's a lot of variance going on around your question. I would say that yes, in the eventuality, you will. However, you have to make that first step. Okay, so I'm just going to read that question again. I may be a guest speaker on a podcast. Will this lead to a new opportunity to work with new people or opportunities? For sure. I would say yes. However, being open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. Because I've been on all those other podcasts, I am getting clearer on the message that I want to bring with each new podcast that I'm coming onto. I'm also getting more clear about not using dates per se on the podcast. So if I'm selling something that is How do I say this? So using the Dragon Chakra workshop as an example, I was in the process of having people join the free Dragon Chakra workshop, and because I was going to then be turning around and creating it on my Thinkific platform as a paid piece. Having said that, when I was on the podcast, I would not necessarily go, oh, join my free Dragon Chakra workshop that's on such and such a date, because the podcast is evergreen. I would actually allude to the fact that, oh, I have this beautiful Dragon Chakra workshop. Reach out to me if you're interested in hearing more. So you see what I mean? Like, it's all really dependent on how you're saying things on the podcast as well. So hopefully that helps you. That was a really good question. Thank you. And I just want to say thanks to the people that are out there. So hi, Sue. Hi, Marianne. And it was Marianne that said the podcast was amazing. Yeah, it was pretty powerful call. I really enjoyed being on his and having him on mine. Both podcasts were pretty wild. So let me go over to start to read the questions that people have asked in the feed. I'm going to start with Zila. She asks, hi, Sandra, is this where we ask a question? Yes, it is. If so, just want to ask about automatic writing and how it is done. Any tips, as I actually struggle with getting started, and most of the time it doesn't feel I'm receiving anything. Anyone in the community could answer this, I'm sure. Thanks in advance. Yeah, so you guys, I love that. There's no problem with if you want to interact with the community and the soulful empowerment, then literally start to respond under these type of posts, right? And Tina, you are never too late. You're here and it's live. So let me speak first of all to Zila's question about automatic writing. I love this question. In fact, I am 95% sure that somewhere in Soulful Empowerment there is something about automatic writing. And if you go into the search engine for Soulful Empowerment and write down automatic writing, it will probably pop up. Having said that, yes, please do ask your question on the feed there. Having said that, what you do with an automatic writing is you have your pen and your paper handy. You set a timer on your oven or on your phone. You set a timer for 25 minutes. And before you start your timer, you write down your question. So for me right now, I think you guys could hear as I did the grounding exercise that I'm stepping into something a little bit differently now. I am really, for over the last month and a half, I really started to amp into the energy of moving past the human concept of doing things spiritually. And of course, we can only imagine what that looks like from a human concept, but I'm stepping into the energy of moving into that in a very profound, deep way. So what I would write in that would be the question around what can I let go of that's going to empower me in amping up this skill of moving past the human concept. That could be a question. Or how do I 10 times that? And even 10 times that, like, it's just so much energy is put into what is the question that you want to ask, first of all, around the automatic writing. And then in all honesty, you just turn on your timer and you start writing the question again and again and again. And then as things start to pop into your head, you start to write those things down and you just let it flow. That's what you do. Okay. Honestly, you just set your timer for 25 minutes, have the question ready, continue to write the question, and then let it flow. And when you come to a stop, a new question may have come up, or the same question still begs to be answered. Go ahead and write down that new question again and again and again, or the old question again and again and again, and let that energy flow through, because automatic writing means that you are letting whatever automatically wants to come from very deep within yourself. Okay. Great question. I love that. Thank you so much. I forgot to answer. Let me just write answered at. Answered at, I'm guessing what, it's 14 right now. Answered at 10 minutes. Let's say that, because I'm pretty sure it was about 10 minutes. There we go. Okay, so the next question in there is Janice. And in fact, Janice asks a question that a lot of you have asked. I would like a general reading on where things are heading for 2023. Janice asked that. Tina asked that. Sue asked that. Let me see if there's anybody else that asked that. No. Okay. So many of you have asked about 2023. So I'm going to do a collective answer around that for each of you. Bear with me here a moment. Bear with me. I'm just going to, oh, there's the other one there. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Okay, so let me step into the energy of a general reading around 2023, and then I'll hone in on Janice, Sue, and Tina. Okay, so let me just kind of step into the energy of this. You know, it's so interesting because I've almost started to feel like I should be doing a prediction. That's where I'm at in the energy of my own spiritual path, is just really realizing the possibilities of what can happen in 2023. So 2023, first of all, I want to mention there's a 2, and a 3. And, 2022, where all the 2s, it was all about balance, first of all, and then it was about community. 2 and 2, balance in our parts of our lives. And that 3 is about standing in our own power, right? Really understanding who we are. Emotionally, mentally, and physically is what's coming through. That's fascinating to me, emotionally, mentally, and physically. So there's something about those emotionally, mentally, and physically aspects of ourselves that wants to be addressed in 2023. So when you think about our emotionally and mentally, emotionally could be the creative energy that we are having, finding the joy. The mentally could be about the anxiousness that we are have experienced in the past and might be bringing with us into the future. And that's where that I am open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome is. And then the gosh, I can't remember what that other one. I think the third one was physically, right? And that's about what are we doing for our physical health, right? So there's something about health coming up in 2023. We're really being asked to focus in on the health aspect of things. Okay. Let's see what else wants to come in. 2, 2, and 3 becomes 7, which is about manifesting our own destiny, manifesting our own future. So that's what's coming up as well. Is you are the product of what you are creating. Okay, so if you want 2020 to be a powerful year for yourself, what are you doing to create that powerful year? Okay, that's what's coming up. So that's the general reading for 2023. I might have to go and grab that afterwards. That sounded kind of cool. So Janice, 2023. I'm just going to take a look again at see if you wrote anything else in there. Where things are heading. Okay, you just had a general reading about where things are heading for 2023. You didn't ask if that was for yourself or anything. So you've kind of left it pretty wide open there. Bear with me here just a moment. Okay, so Janice, where are things headed? So immediately I got a herd of horses running. They're running from the right to the left. So they're going away from the current memories of this lifetime into the energy of past lives or ancient wisdom, et cetera, et cetera. So that feels like you are making a very concerted point of shifting your focus and wanting to tap into that ancient wisdom is what's coming through. So that beautiful herd of horses is really helping you to be in that flow. I am not seeing you in the dust. I am seeing you kind of not on the lead horse, but back 2 or 3 rows. You're actually, your goal maybe is to start to move ahead on those horses so that you're on the lead horse. And by what I mean by that is to really kind of step into the energy of what that feels like to be on the lead horse. And this makes such sense to you, Janice, because you're a horse person. So where do you want to be on the trail ride? Right? Do you want to be in the lead where you're getting the information firsthand, or do you want to be getting information from other people all the time? And it's interesting that it came through that way, because me, Sandra Pelly, is thinking, oh, that's a weird way to say that. But there's a reason why that's being guided in, okay? That you're being asked to kind of jump. And it's so funny because I can see the Western movies where they're going jumping on the horses, moving forward. So there's something very powerful happening there for you, Janice. Sue, I'm going to just go back and take a quick peek at how you worded yours. I'd like to know what to expect from 2023. I have plans in the works and know there are big changes coming, and that is good news. Okay, so first of all, the word expect, you're being asked to erase that expect and asked to be open. Beautiful. Really feel the difference between what here we are sitting at the cusp of 2023 on just over the horizon. When I look at it, all I see is this wide open canvas, this wide open area of all the possibilities, which is so absolutely remarkable. And that's what I'm asking you to step into the energy of, is the possibilities. So now you say you have some big changes coming up. It's interesting because I really feel the energy of the month of September. There's something about September coming up. Okay. What that is, I'm unsure. It's interesting that I'm touching my crown. I've got an itchiness happening in my crown. So I'm feeling that the energy of September, there's something holistically, something spiritually that is shifting, or that there's something going on in September around the spiritual aspect of your life. Okay. Now, know too that September may be the month of September, or it may be the age of you in the September, meaning that if I was 5 or 6 years old, that might be February. My teenage years might be April, May, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so just kind of seeing what that is. In fact, I'm thinking that young adulthood is definitely, June, July. So what is September? What is that to you too? And it's so interesting that that's coming up because I've never looked at our life like that. So there's a reason that that's coming in. There's something about September coming up for you. Okay. And the other person that asked that was Tina. What's ahead for 2023? So Tina, let me just tap into the energy of that. First of all, I absolutely love your last name, Tina. So Tina, I'm getting this energy of saucers. Now, and my hands have been activated. So there's something really intriguing happening. And interesting enough, you may have heard myself and others speak about the oven and where our pots are in our life that we're doing things with. So on burner 1 that isn't even on, we're just throwing all our ideas in. Burner 2, we're starting to get a little bit more clear on what those ideas are. Number 3 is we're really starting to decide to focus in on 2 or 3, and that 4th pot is absolutely boiling. The 3rd pot is simmering. The 4th pot is boiling. This is the things that we're actually starting to actively be doing, etc. And I'm actually in the next step with you, where I can see all the dishes, all the saucers, and they've got this beautiful curve to them. So they're not a flat plate. There's something curved about them, about how you're I want to use the word storing, how you're collecting. There's something about how you're collecting, and there's a very powerful movement in place around whatever it is that you're collecting. I would love a little bit more information on what it is that you've been doing this year that your guides are seeing what you're collecting. So what's coming up there, Tina? If you want to answer that in the feed, that would be wonderful. Okay. I'm going to swing over to the feed here now of this. And Marianne is asking, I would just like direction for what is coming for me and how I can best move forward. Okay, so Marianne, let me just tap into the energy of that. I could just see your beautiful face. I could hear your beautiful voice. I know I would love to stand beside you and hold your hand. So that I'm not sure what energy is coming up around that. And it doesn't feel like I'm holding your hand in support, but in companionship, love, and recognition is what's coming through. So there's something you're recognizing in 2023. There's something happening and you're really starting to recognize the possibilities is coming through. Let me have a drink of water and clear. I know in our work together that you had some powerful ideas on what you would like to do moving forward. And it's interesting because I'm overheating. So there's something is percolating for you as well. Let me move out of the way here and see what's coming up. Marianne. It's interesting because 2023 is showing a very distinct path in front of you. Now, does that mean that you've chosen to do that path, or it's one that's been put in front of you? I'm unsure. My ear is itchy, itchy, itchy. There's a reason that my ear is itchy. This is about ancient wisdom. This is about hearing things. It's interesting because I was reading Marilyn Loria's guidebook last night, her one that's been published by Sacred Stories. And I'm reading the part about how to communicate with guides, I believe it is. Do I have the book handy here? I thought I had a copy in here. Oh, I do. Anyway, she said something about how we are, how spirit is showing up. And it's interesting because I heard her say something about that they may go by you in a flash of light. Like you don't actually physically see them, but you see them, that they go by in a flash of light. And in that moment that I heard that, I thought of, oh man, I've seen that where I get the feeling that there's something there. And when I look, there's nothing there, right? But it's a guide coming through. My hands are on fire again, talking about this with you too, Marianne. So it's your awareness is amping up. Your awareness of your guides is amping up this year. And how can you best move forward? Being open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. You know what? Coming into 2023, if you are setting, and this is a really great advice for anybody, if you are setting what some of us refer to as New Year's resolutions, I like to refer to them as intentions, because in 2021, 2022, my intention was to work my way up to 7,500 steps, and I've done that, right? So your intention, what is your intention going into 2023, Marianne? Maybe your intention could be something along the lines of that awareness is honing in, that you're getting more clarity, that you're consciously aware of it because of the crown, the pineal, and the third eye, that you're just very consciously aware of that in a more profound way. So set that intention is what I feel is the energy, is how can I best move forward? Set the intention that you are seeing more clearly or hearing more clearly, and being an awareness of that when it does happen as well. Okay, beautiful. I'm just going to swing back to Tina for a moment. I started the Ember Lighthouse in 2022. I've collected a lot of inventory and clients. Okay, so let me go back to what you said. What's ahead for 2023? There was something about the saucers, and they liked what you're collecting. How are you? It's so interesting, Tina. I just want to address this. So thank you, everybody, for your patience. For the saucers, it's really interesting because I personally have been writing emails on a weekly basis right now, and this last week has been a bit of an anomaly because Membership for Your Soul closing down. But before that, for the last, 6 weeks, I've been sending out an email a week that just is kind of saying about things that are going on in my life. Like one of them was called You Broke My Trust, etc. So I've got like all these different emails out, and they're getting a beautiful response to them. So I have decided to now move them over to my blog. I've never had a blog before, but I'm actually going to create a blog on my webpage now. So I did my first post there yesterday, and it's got a picture and it's just got a hi, this is what this is, etc., etc. So now I'm moving these over to there as well, so that they're handier for people to read. I don't lose track of them because I think it's just beautiful pieces of information that other people might find very helpful. So how are you now using your inventory? That's what's being asked of you. What is the intention with your inventory and multi-purposing it? Okay, beautiful. And you're welcome, Marianne. Okay, so scrolling back up. Hopefully that helped each and every one of you there so far. Okay. And Sue said September's a milestone birthday. She's a September age as well. Ooh, interesting, because September came up, hey? Beautiful. So Karma Lee, I've answered at... Karma Lee, would love to hear anything you get from me, and thank you for your time and energy. Thank you so much for saying that. Karma Lee, love to hear anything you get from me. It was Karma Lee's birthday yesterday. I had a nice little chat with her last night. So happy belated birthday to you and anybody else who's already had their birthday this year. And happy birthday to anybody that's coming forward here. And it's Marilyn Aloria's birthday today, if any of you are interested in knowing that bit of information. So what's coming up for Karma Lee? Wow. So close my eyes and immediately a large earth keeper popped in on the right hand side. Okay, so there's something very interesting coming up with your old friend, the earth keeper. Hey, it's showing a shadow of him, meaning, and I use the word the gender him, but I'm guessing it's non-gender. I'm just feeling that it's a masculine energy, and it's so interesting because I have my own gender identity with regards to how masculine energy, I've been the tomboy, etc., and now that feminine energy has come in a more balanced manner. So that might be why that shadow is showing up on this earth keeper, is that there's that feminine energy is coming in. It's apparently the phrase of the day. It's so interesting what's coming up. So just kind of tapping into the energy a little bit more here of that that earth keeper, and the fact that it's showing up as a shadow. So it goes back to what I was saying about 2023. There's something about setting our intentions going into 2023 of what we want. Thank you, Earth Keeper. That is what's coming up. I know because of your experiences this season, is what I want to say, of SFA, that you have had some real aha moments. Set the intention for 2023, and of course being open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. Okay, thank you. And good morning, Robin. Okay, so the next question is Maria. Yay! Okay, so Maria's for this final full moon of 2022, do my guides have any messages for me to reflect or meditate on? Thank you. Well, instantly wolf energy came up. Okay, there's some powerful wolf energy. I'm not sure if this is a wolf moon per se. Sue could probably answer that for us about the moon. But there's something very powerful about wolf energy, and not just the loner, but the community. Like they like pack as well, but they're also very capable of being solo. It's finding the balance is what you're being asked of. You're being asked to bring some balance into your life around the solo and the pack. Okay. Wow, that's pretty cut and dried. Hopefully that was helpful. Okay. So let me see what is the next question. Denise. Denise is in a faraway land. I'm pretty sure she still is. She's there for a couple months. I'm very excited for her. Denise is 34 minutes in. Hi, Sandra. What would Spirit most like me to know about the extreme anxiety I've been feeling in my body? Ooh, yeah, I can feel that. I'm just going to highlight this for a minute. I miss you, Maria. Denise, I can feel the energy of that. It's interesting because I'm rubbing my chin. I feel like there's stuff And is it that I'm hiding something from myself? Am I choosing to be unseen? Or is it that I'm choosing to be seen, and now because I'm choosing to be seen, I'm having this reaction to being seen? Let me just tap into this a little bit further, Denise. I'm getting the energy of a lighthouse. And it's interesting because the Earth Keeper showed up here for Karma Lee. Like the different things are all showing up on this right side. The herd of horses for Janice went through, but she's been doing a lot of work on herself. Not to say that you guys haven't, but I'm consciously aware of the work that that Janice has been doing. Denise, there is something about the attachment. Thank you. The attachment to. Okay, so I'm getting the energy of a house. So this is family, and it's your childhood. There's still something there, and it's so interesting. So let me tell you about what happened to me in November. Actually, it kind of began throughout this year where I kept having this memory of a childhood event popping up. So that would be the first cue or clue right there, Denise. Do you have a memory that's been popping up? For me, it was about I injured my ankle. I think I was 12 years old. I injured my ankle. And when I was speaking to my coach about this, it came to light. And it was so comical because she actually goes, "Oh, this was about 47 years ago that something happened to you." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that was when I was 12." And this is that memory, right? So I discovered in that is when I chose to really only acknowledge the masculine energy within myself and disregard the feminine energy. What I mean by that is that my parents, when I injured myself, they didn't, as far as I can remember, and of course my memory may be distorted, but as far as I can remember, they didn't go, "Oh, Sandy, are you okay?" Da, 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 da. No, I actually got a more of a, "Oh, she's tough. She can handle it. She'll be fine." In that moment, when I really needed that, "Oh, Sandy, are you okay?" I got that "she'll be fine" energy. And that's when I shifted from being that gentle little girl to being the tomboy in even a bigger way, throughout to going into my adulthood as this masculine energy, the type that works on vehicles, that doesn't mind being out there being the shoveling person, doesn't mind to be on the mountain bike, etc. Just really grasping a hold of that masculine energy. In November, I shifted out of that. I did something extremely difficult. I climbed up the masculine side of the Kachina woman's vortex pillar. I climbed up the masculine piece there. Something that I would never in a million years ever do if it was my husband and I there. But because of my coach, I actually climbed up this. It was remarkable. And when I came down from that, the next day we did this breath work, and I actually shifted this feminine energy out of hiding. And it was incredible how I'm moving forward from there. So I'm telling you this because it feels like there's something bigger going on around that childhood aspects that have been coming up already for you, that you feel like you've already dealt with. There's some little niggle there that has really got like a fisherman's barbed hook in you, and you're being asked to release that. So whether that's you see the hook straighten and the barb flatten, or what it is, but it's within you to shift out of this next piece now around that. So the first thing is the clue that these memories have been coming up around these events or an event. What is the deeper behind it? Find out what the deeper is behind that, okay? Yeah. Beautiful. Whew. Okay. Maria, would love a message. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is my nose. I want to wipe my nose. Oh, and I don't have it out in here. Oh, bear with me here. Nope. 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 Okay, I thought I might have the book handy here, but I don't. So there's something about the heal your body and the nose. Okay, there's something about the nose energy coming up in the heal your body. And my heal your body book is out in the living room, so I'm not going to go dash and get it. If somebody has that book, look it up and print it in the comments for us, please. Okay. Okay, thank you. So another piece of this with the nose energy is you notice that I actually got towel, wipe the nose, etc., etc. And then I see the energy of my dad where he's totally oblivious to the drip on his nose. So where are you in the aspect of awareness and oblivious, of being oblivious? Wow. I love that. Where are you in the ratio of being aware and oblivious? And it's so interesting because you may not get this, but with the left hand, that's to me is the ancient wisdom, aware. Where are you oblivious? Personal life, memories, etc. Now, I don't mean that, oh, you're missing something in your personal life and you're oblivious to it. It's no, how are you stepping into the energy of connecting into this ancient wisdom? That's what's coming up. Okay. And you're being asked to, again, here we go with this intention stuff coming up. Intention stuff coming up. Okay. And where are you with that intention of connecting in? How is that working for you? Bear with me. I want to see what else wants to come through. Okay. Again, okay, so this is perception. There might be perception coming up here as well too. It's this thinking it's the information may have to come through in a certain manner when in reality it's coming through all around you. Okay, so there's something about how you're looking for the information. So maybe this 2023's intention could be opening yourself up to the different methods the different methods the information wants to come through to you. Beautiful. That was great. Okay, so I'll go to our StreamYard feed, and Barbara has a really powerful question here. So I'm just going to go and take a look at the all of it here. I had a pretty vibrant dream where a cougar rushed out of the forest while I was at a picnic table with two others. We ran to the nearby cabins, but I didn't get there. After the cougar jumped on the roof, but I wasn't able to escape, so was pinned down. It was scary, but I tried to calm the cat by stroking its chin, even though my arm was in its mouth. I was injured, but came out of it okay, but have to wonder what message is trying to come through. It was a very vivid dream that I can recall very clearly from a few days ago. Okay, so let me tap into the energy of that. First of all, cougar, 9 lives. That's the first energy that I get with that. Cougar, cats also too. Unlike dogs, cats are untrainable. You cannot predict what a cat will do in a lot of cases. So there's something unpredictable about that. And there's something unpredictable about the 9 lives. And then I love that you were at a picnic table. So you weren't inside, you were outside. So there's something about the nature element, about the lives that you're living. And I love the energy of this, because with that, I could see the mountain biking. I could see the hiking. We had a conversation in the Soulful Power Call the other day where you spoke about lying on the rocks and seeing all the dragonflies around. And so there's something very powerful about the fact that you're getting an outside image of yourself. You're with 2 others. So there's yourself, your little you, and your higher self. 2 pieces of that made it to the cabin that was nearby, but a part of you didn't get there. So what part are you not paying attention to? Is it your physical body, your health? Is it your little you that you're not paying attention to what that inner child has been wanting? Or is it that higher self energy and there's stuff coming through? The cougar jumped onto the roof and then apparently probably jumped onto you. So there's that you were pinned down. So exactly, whatever you're not paying attention to is holding you back. Okay, now do know that this is only my interpretation of this. There could be other interpretations as well. Okay, it was scary. So yes, whatever's going on could be scary. So it was just like me climbing that rock mountain. Holy crap, that was scary. Like, you guys have no idea how absolutely terrified I was. I actually had Rescue Remedy with me, and I took it 3 times in about 15 minutes to calm my nerves down, right? I love that you intentionally stroke the cat under the chin, even though it's your arm. Even though you were stuck in this situation, you still chose to comfort, support yourself. There's still something that you're feeling in the energy of that you're seeing, that you can see, that you can feel, that you could probably foster in this situation. Okay, you were injured but came out of it okay. Okay, so injured, it was your arm. Arm is about reaching out to grasp for the things that you want in life. Your arm was injured. What are you not reaching out for in your life? You were pinned down. What are you not accepting? Right? So there's a lot there. That was an interesting dream. Does that help? Does that help, Barb? Wow, that was kind of cool. You guys didn't see my hands going because I had the words in the way. But yeah, how does that, like, I'm just feeling into the energy if there's anything else. Because that cougar has now become just this little marmalade kitten is the energy of what I'm feeling. So if there were more aspects to that you want clarity on, just let me know, okay? That felt very interesting. I'm going to put down. Bear with me here a second. There we go. I wanted to put down when that was answered. So that was at say maybe 45, 42 minutes in. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Sue asks, bear with me here. You're 47 minutes in. The Archangels have been showing up large, literally. They are appearing extra large to show me they are hearing my prayers regarding supporting me in my surgery. I want to ask them, what will my life look like after recovery? Will I be whole? Will I be able to have a normal life? Will this affect my gifts? Lots of unknowns. Whew. Okay. First of all, Sue, some of this questioning is you know, it's so interesting because I want to step back here from this. Bear with me here. Let me see what the first question is. I want to ask them what my life will look like after recovery. Okay, so the first thing that I'm being shown with that, Sue, is myself. I had a frozen shoulder back in 2016. It froze in October. It really was quite evident that this was going to be a little bit of a challenge for myself, and it progressed to get even worse and worse. I think by December I wasn't using my arm at all anymore, and I was going to the city, seeing a physiotherapist there, and as it turns out, an old school friend that I went to high school with. In fact, my entire school years, I went to school with this girl, this woman. And she's like, oh, I froze my shoulder too. It took 2 years to heal. 2 years before I got better. And in that moment, I thought to myself, there is no way on God's green earth that this is going to take 2 years. I have things to do. I'm a mountain biker, and I'm not staying off of my bike for 2 years. Literally by March, April, my shoulder was loose and free. It was because of the things that I personally chose to do to get better. With, the physiotherapist, the specialist had essentially washed their hands of me. However, what I did, and I'm not recommending this to you, Sue, specifically, but goes to show you can find things that could be proactive for yourself. Personally, for what I did was I used a tennis ball on my shoulder against a wall, and I worked that muscle every single day, so often during the day, to give it the freedom of feeling alive, feeling the pain, I'm working my way through it. So I was the one that was responsible for what my life looked like after recovery. I was not settling for 2 years of not riding my bicycle, right? So my shoulder healed way quicker than the norm, I honestly believe, because of that. So it only took like 3-4 months versus a year, 2 years, whatever the case is. Okay. Will I be whole? Whole is a frame of mind. Whole is a frame of mind. I believed my entire life that I was whole until this year. I realized in October, November that that when I invited my feminine side of myself back, that I wasn't whole. I feel more complete and whole now. So again, it's mindset, right? Like I believed I was whole all those years, right? My hand's on fire talking about this again. So it's a mindset. Start to feel into the energy that you are whole, that you're whole now and you're going to be whole afterwards, that there's a bringing together or a removal of what is no longer serving you, right? Or what is serving you. So it's a frame of mind. Will I be able to have a normal life? Let me tap into the energy of that. Again, I'm getting that. What are your beliefs on what a normal life is? People have accidents that totally change their lives. I did. I stepped off a step ladder. It totally changed my life, right? So I then, what became my normal was complete agony and pain for 2 years. What became my normal life was popping pills, over-the-counter pills, on a daily basis, having all these pills everywhere in my house, every bag in my house, every drawer in my house, every room in my house. But you know what I did is I changed that. I changed that. I would highly recommend you get, if you don't already have it, this book right here, the Medical Assistance Program, the MAP book, and dig into how to do this. You could be doing this now and preparing, and then having them come in to watch the surgery when it's done will be very, very powerful as well. And then they will know even more how to help you on the other side of that. But this book was a game changer for myself. I moved out of having pain pills everywhere in the house. Um, and my life is entirely different now. Okay. And then your last question, will this affect my gifts? Oh, you have the book. Yay. And hi, Sue. I'm glad you're here. Well, I'm going to read that last part again. Will this affect my gifts? Interestingly enough, I'm seeing more of an explosion of the gifts, meaning like it'll be like an awakening of the gifts. So it's like myself when I went to my very first paint night and I asked my creative guides for help. Honestly, I didn't think I could paint at all. And now I have, 15, 20 paintings out on my wall. My style of art is what it is. Your artwork, holy Dinah, it's absolutely incredible. Your latest works that I've been seeing are just absolutely magical. All your work's magical. You know that. I've got how many pieces of your artwork here in my house, right? You're an incredible artist. So it will affect your gifts, yes. However, if you choose to step into it affecting your gifts in a powerful manifesting type of way, that's the way it'll go. If you choose to go in the other direction, then that's what it's going to be. right? But I'm feeling the energy of this explosion of wow happening. Okay, so hopefully that helped. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just kind of sliding back to what Barb wrote about her cougar experience. Bear with me here a second. That took the meaning much deeper for me. I've been reading about cougar energy from Ted Andrews and Stephen Farmer too, but pointing out the little me and the higher self makes it more relevant personally. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So it's the all these other aspects that are coming in as well. Like those two people, those two others at the table. That's important. That's those three parts of yourself, right? Right on. Okay, everybody, I gotta go. Thank you guys so much. I love doing these Q&As. You know that. If you ever want to go back and listen to them, they're here, housed in our beautiful Soulful Empowerment group. And they are actually over in the YouTube channel too. I would love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it definitely helps me. And then, what's the word I want to say here? I have different video lists in there. So if you go look at the lists, the playlists that I have, there's actually one that says Q&As. And what I've done is I've gone and I've listed what the questions are that are being asked. And you can go and check out which Q&A you want to read and go back to and get some information. So very, very powerful. Yeah. And the other thing that Barbara just said there was that she's back swimming after a major shoulder reconstruction. Keep it moving and visualize yourself healthy. That's exactly what I did with the frozen shoulder. And Sue, that's really great advice that she's telling you there as well. Once you get the go ahead from the physio, from the doctor, it's keep it moving and visualize it healthy. Exactly. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. Have a magical day. I love you guys. Bye.